Underlining important details, very good. Okay, Faith, what's yours?
T-chart.
The T-chart? What's the T-chart?
Like when you pair passages, you can list like the stuff they have in common sometimes. It's mostly for differences.
Very good, mostly for differences. Ella, what's yours?
Runners.
Runners. That one's really popular. Did you guys do that in 5th grade a lot?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rihanna, what's yours?
Mine is looking back at the past.
Looking back, so you're reflective. Why is it important to look back?
It's important to look back because it might be some unknown evidence in there that you need to look for.
Right, that you might have missed. Okay, go ahead, give me yours.
Mine's a skim, and I like it because it helps me understand the passage. Because when I answer the questions, it seems kind of hard, but it's really not.
Very good. Anybody else have skim and scan? You have to? Yeah, very good. Why do you like it, Janaya?
Because usually when I look back at the questions and I see and I read it and I can just look back and just instead of reading the whole passage over again, I can just skim it and I can find the answers real quickly.
Very good. Do you like that one too, Kira?
Summarizing.
Summarizing. Why do you like to summarize? I personally like summarizing too. Why does summarize help you?
When I read the question, after I read the story, I can just, instead of just keep on going back, I can go ahead and just for 10 minutes.
And how long should your summaries be? How many words?
5 to 7 paragraphs.
Sentences. Yes, sentences, Matt. Go ahead.
Underlining the title and predicting because I like to underline the title and predict because it gives me an idea what the passage might or the poem might be about.
Very good. And predicting is great in paired passages because you can see how close you were after you read the two. That gave you any insight. Montavious, what was yours?
Compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast. Very good. Why do you like compare and contrast?
Because some stuff in two different stories, if they're like folk tales or fairy tales, you can compare them and see if they're alike or what's the differences.
And what two genres do you think are somewhat similar when you compare and contrast them?
Folklore and something. Fairy tale.
Folktale, fairy tale. What did you think? What are two genres that are pretty similar that you can use in compare and contrast? We did it with the disobedient child and the bamboo beads.
A fable and a folktale?
Yes, because they both kind of teach a lesson, but one's more of a legend, right? Yeah. Yep, it has a moral. Go ahead. Think? Yeah, and why do you like to do that?
I like to use it because not a lot of people use it.
Yeah. Explain, elaborate on it for us.
Think is, not think. T is, like the...
You need a second?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me when you got it. Ava, what's yours?
Highlighting the questions.
Highlighting the questions. Why is it important to look at the questions and highlight?
Because there might be some key details that's helping you so you can know what you're looking for.
Good job. And what I usually like to do is I kind of like to read the questions first so that when I'm reading the passage, I'm like, oh, wait, that's a question. Should I go ahead and underline that? I like to do that, and it saves me time, too. What were you going to say? That's fine, I'm in the way. DeMarcus, did I get yours yet? Did I get yours yet? What was yours?
Somebody else said.
What was yours?
I was going to say
Compare and contrast. You like compare and contrast, too? Montavious, did you have another one?
Eliminate.
Eliminate. Why is it really important to do a process of elimination?
Because if you read a passage and then when you go to the questions and you see if the questions is like the passage, so then if they're wrong, then you cross them out.
Yes. And what increases when you cross out answer choices? Yes. your ability to get the answer right. And more than likely, there's always going to be at least one that you can point out and say that has nothing to do with the passage. Okay? And when you mark out 1 out of 4, what's the percentage that you have to get it right?
50. It was like 75. 75.
There we go. Go ahead. What was yours?
Analyze.
Analyzing. Why do you like to analyze?
Because, I don't know what it is. I just kind of do it. I do it without even knowing that I do it.
Because up there, analyzing says break apart. And it's important to break apart so you're not missing any key parts. Yes.
I know I should analyze.
Why?
It's like, if something is in a question, like the answer, like if one of the answers, it might be like way off.
Very good. Yeah. And you can eliminate it. Infer. Why do you like to use infer?
I like to use infer because in some passages of selection, it could be a riddle in there, or it could be something you don't understand. You just have to read between the lines and see and understand and try to go.
Very good. Kayla.
You want me to tell you what it is?
Yes. Thanks.
E was the title, H is highlight, and I is italic for, I think, important words. N is note, and K is keep focus.
Good job. I like think too. I like how it says keep focus. Does anybody else have a hard time keeping focus when you're reading passages in the EOG? I sure do. Do you guys ever feel like you just read the whole passage and then when you get done with it, you're like, wait, I didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I have to end up reading it all over again. So just push it on. Yeah. And sometimes when I do that, I almost flip to the next one and just go back to that one at the end, so I'm not getting too overwhelmed, because then I get start getting really tired. Princess, what's yours?
You know when you have to read the questions and then you have to go back and underline where you found it at? Like underlining.
What would that be you're calling? Look at your words. What would you classify that as? When you're going back, support. Yes. Very good. Okay. So right here, I think we got 16 solid strategies for the EOG. Did you have one more, Makai? Go ahead, tell us.
Explain your answer.
Explain your answer. Yes. Why is it really important to explain your answer?
Because sometimes when you don't explain your answer, like you don't know where you found it, so you might forget it when you like what's the answer.
Right. That's very good. Hang on these last two, then we can move on. Now, Maisha.
It was something, I think it was in 4th grade, our teacher told us we had to think about the question when it's back in the passage, but we had to think about it in our head.
Right, and what is that called when there's a question that's in your head that doesn't really have an answer? Rhetorical, yep. Very good. What did she call it? Anything?
It was in your head and right there.
In your head and right there? Very good. Kayla, did you have one?
I was gonna say what Makai said, the explain your answer, is because sometimes you use a sheet and stuff.
Let's hope we don't do that on the EOG. Okay. Moving along, we're going to get, Ella, can you pass that for me? You're going to get a half sheet of paper, and on the half sheet of paper there's going to be 2 passages, too short I should say. A Cure for a Broken Heart and Sonnet 147, okay? Just as we did with the paired passages before, we're going to do with this one, but we're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to try to use least amount of teacher input as possible. So, what we can try to do, should we try to do group?
We can try it.
We can try, should we do group or pair?
Pair.
Pair, let's do pair. We're going to try. So first, before we get going, when you get this paper, you're also going to, on your notebook paper, hang on, I'll show you, draw this chart. You do not just freehand it. You don't need to find a square in the classroom, just freehand it. Use your binders, use something. Okay? On your notebook paper. Then, yeah, you can put on that. You're going to read the 2, thank you.
Are you going to do left?
Yes. So if you want to hold on to this, you can. Go ahead, Tammy, what's your question? Yes. Actually, write it on a separate sheet so we can go up there too. You're welcome. you're going to read these two passages with your partner. You're going to utilize all those test-taking strategy techniques that we just went over, whether it be underlining, highlighting, looking in the passage for summarizing, keywords, that type of thing. Okay, we're going to go around and check to make sure you're doing this and you're not talking about spring break boyfriends, okay, and girlfriends. So, when you do this, you're going to write down this chart. You're going to go through each passage. For example, you're going to read Cure for a Broken Heart. You can do it one by one if you'd like to keep them separate. You're going to figure out what the main idea was for Cure for a Broken Heart, author's purpose, the point of view, mood and tone, and overall effect, as well as appropriateness of genre. At the end, you're going to do this for both of them and see how they were alike and how they were different. Some of you said you like to use compare and contrast. What kind of graphic organizer do we use for compare and contrast?
Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram, the two circles.
Or the T-chart.
Or the T-chart. You can use either one of those underneath on the bottom in this section over here. Okay, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Got it? Now, before we get going, let's go over these words really quick. Who can tell me what the main idea means? Okay.
The main reason.
The main reason? Does anybody else want to explain what they think main idea means? Huh? My Davis?
The main part of the story.
The majority, the part. Author's purpose. What's author's purpose mean? Princess?
What the author is trying to prove.
What the author's trying to prove. Point of view. What the point of view is. What is the point of view? Princess, say again.
Like first, second, and third person, like where it's coming from.
Yes, where it's coming from. Mood and tone. Mood is how the author feels about their own work. Is it the author?
No, the reader.
Mood is how the reader feels, and tone is. So, reader and tone's the what?
The author.
Yes.
Like how you write.
Yep. And then you guys know overall effect and genres. Remember we went over genres not too long ago? We still care about genres? Okay. So, get with the person beside you, next to you, or close to you. Go ahead and do that now. Take your stuff. Hurry up quietly. You have a minute to do this to find your partner.
Next to you,
Yeah.
next to you, next to you, next to you.
Next to you. What? Yes, if you want to. Group of 3 is Matt. Taylor, you can come over here to your by yourself. Is everybody with somebody close? Tonight you can maneuver since you're by yourself. Okay? And while you're working in pairs, you have until 10 o'clock, which is 10 minutes, to get this going, and then we'll go around and check. Huh? Yes.
You, okay? Who you with? Work myself.
And I'm going to go around and give you smiley
Yeah,
faces too
okay.
if I see you're on track. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes. Yeah.
Who does not have a partner?
Did you yes, the chart. Yep, and then you're going to use the chart, the empty slots where it says passage 1, passage 2, to identify what it means. Yes.
Y'all get along? Y'all get along?
For your
Y'all
members?
get along?
Oh, good job. Okay. Awesome job.
Kiara. Kiara.
To keep you guys together,
Yeah.
I'm putting back. Use Cure for a Broken Heart as passage 1
Work Kiara.
and Sonnet passage 2, even though it
Yeah.
says it.
Go ahead. Please share.
Got it? Is everybody clear? Give me a thumbs up if you're clear. Thumbs to the side if you're a little shaky. Now? You're a little shaky? Okay. One more time so we can all be on the same page so we're all successful. These two, so there's 2 passages on there. Passage 1 is the Cure. Passage 2 is the Sonnet. Go through with your partner and use the test-taking strategies we just found and use highlight and underline, just dissect it, okay? Analyze it, break it down. Then, on your paper, you're going to write down the chart, okay? And on the chart, you're going to go through passage 1, which was the Cure for a Broken Heart. Fine, what was the main idea? You and your partner discussed that. Write it in there. Same for passage 2. And then underneath